Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Difanis, broker-owner of RE/MAX Realty Associates with offices in Champaign, Mahomet, and Monticello, Illinois. I'm recording this on Friday, April 24th, to bring you a Champaign-Urbana metro area real estate market update. So the big news this week in the state of Illinois was that Governor Pritzker just yesterday made official that which was widely anticipated. That being that the executive stay-at-home order, which he first issued all the way back on March 21st, is going to remain in effect, albeit with a few tweaks and changes through at least the end of May. Now, as I've said in previous videos, in the state of Illinois, all of the cast of characters involved in real estate transactions are exempt from that stay-at-home order under a category of exemptions called essential businesses and operations. So exempted in that category include real estate brokers, appraisers, home inspectors, home improvement and repair professionals, attorneys, lenders, title insurance companies, and banks. So the entire cast of characters that is needed to transact real estate have been able to and continue to be able to operate legally here in the state of Illinois. As a result, our market has continued to function for those who are depending on it, and it has been shockingly robust in a lot of market segments. So particularly in affordable segments, I've actually seen personally, had firsthand experience with numerous multiple offer situations. Now, I don't want to overstate things. Our market has definitely seen less activity than it would usually see during peak season. So let me talk about what's been going on. And now that we know that we've got at least another 5 or so weeks of significant restrictions, let me talk about where I see the market going so that whether you are a potential buyer or seller, I don't have a crystal ball, but you'll at least get the benefit of my expert tea leaf reading services for you. So part of why I think the market has continued to be super fast moving in some segments is because to the extent that we have had a reduced number of buyers in the marketplace during these last several weeks, that has been offset by a reduction in the number of people putting houses on the market. So buyer demand has been suppressed to some extent because some local people are going to hunker down, which is good and healthy and safe and the right thing to do if they don't have to be in the market. And then a lot of the people that move into this very transient high turnover community, because our biggest employer is a Big Ten research university, a lot of those folks obviously are not getting on planes and flying here from far away places, at least not from the last several weeks. Well, on the seller side, the supply side of the inventory equation, this has been a pretty rough time to try to sell a house if you're living in it. You know, you may have lost a job and be stuck at home. You may be furloughed from a job and stuck at home. You may be working your job full-time and stuck at home. If it's a household with kids, you've got your kids stuck at home with really no place to put them. That makes this a suboptimal time to be dealing with showings on a moment's notice and the prospect of having a bunch of strangers and their mucous membranes wandering through your house. So obviously, that has caused some folks who know they would be or need to be selling their houses not to do it during March or April. Now, most of the people that need to buy or sell real estate in the Champaign-Urbana metro area during peak season are still going to have to buy or sell real estate in the Champaign-Urbana metro area during peak season. And let me talk for a minute about what peak season looks like here. Traditionally, peak season runs through March, April, May, and into the first half of June. And by that, I mean the time of year when buyers are doing showings, making purchase decisions, writing offers, signing contracts. The actual closings themselves tend to stack up in the last half of May, and then tons of closings running all the way through June and July and spilling over into the first few days of the month of August. When you think about the time frame, those purchases are largely driven by lease end dates, which around here tend to be July 31st, August 1st, and school registration deadlines. Those are the big things that drive folks. And of course, a lot of the academic and faculty jobs from the University of Illinois had people relocating in time for the beginning of this fall semester. So a lot of the people that make moves during peak season are still going to have to do that and are still going to be looking at a deadline for doing their close and their move no later than early August or maybe mid-August at the latest. When you work backward from there, that means that people to be able to sign a contract and have a comfortable, workable time frame for getting the financing, inspections, all that stuff done requires that they be making those purchase decisions no later than mid-late June, and if they can close into the month of August, I guess early July. So a lot of those folks that haven't done that yet still need to do it, and I'm still anticipating that a lot of their activity is going to be jammed into the last half of peak season. If you are a buyer, what does this mean for you? If you've been after stuff that's affordable, and in the Champaign-Urbana metro area, I mean, I'd say $125,000, $150,000 up to about $325,000, $350,000. Everything in that range has been moving pretty well if it's a decent property and appropriately priced. When you get into high-end segments above $400,000, it has been much slower. Well, if you're a buyer and you've been missing out on properties because it's been a fast-moving market, or you've been in a bidding war and lost, don't lose hope. I do expect there are quite a lot more listings that still are destined to hit the market in just the next few weeks. If you are a seller and you still need to get your home sold, normally I would be freaking out if you were a seller saying, I plan to move during normal season of 2020 and my house is not on the market and it's late April. That would typically freak me out. But because of the dynamics of this year, we have had less buyer activity happening during March and April, which is when I would normally want people's houses to be on the market. And I expect more of that activity to happen later in the season, which means if you still plan to sell a house, you're not too late to capitalize on peak season. As always, if you have any particular questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me individually. If your circumstances are such that you do not have to be in the market, then by all means, do your part to stay at home, stay safe and healthy. That is our top priority, and it helps keep others safe and healthy. If you're somebody who does need to be in the real estate market because you need to make a purchase or a sale, just know that my team and I remain here at the ready to assist you anytime. And for the others, we will be here waiting for you whenever you need us. As always, thanks so much for watching. And if you are somebody who can still keep track of weekdays versus weekends, please enjoy the weekend ahead.